Welcome to ToonBarn's East Coast premiere red carpet interviews for Reign of the Supermen with Cress Williams, Tony Todd, Patrick Fabian, and Nyambi Nyambi. Does John Henry Irons feel like he owes a life debt to Superman?
Yes, and I mean, and he's like a huge fanboy admirer of Superman, and so to meet him and then to actually try to fill his shoes is like a dream come true, which is funny because as a superhero fan, Superman was always my favorite superhero. So when I get the opportunity to play this role, I was like, it's like a life imitating art. It's great.
Does he get to remain as Steel even after Superman returns?
Because I mean, there's always there's plenty of crime to go around. So he gets to continue to carry the mantle.
Did you get a chance to see the John Henry Irons version in Young Justice?
I watched Young Justice back when it was originally on, and then we just recently started. I watched from season 1 all the way up to season 2, and so we're actually caught up now. At my house now, I think it's probably usually around Saturday that we realize there's 3 new episodes out. Sit down, and we sit down and we watch those and wait till the next week. So I'm fully caught up. The series, man, I really love it. It's like it stands up there with live action. It's such a dense, multi-layered plot that's going on. And I dig it.
I was more of an animation via cartoon guy. I was too poor to have comic books. Couldn't even get like a quarter. But to be a part of this, I mean, I grew up watching the Super Friends and later, the other company. And so anything that was animated, and Superman actually was my favorite guy. So to be a part of this is amazing, and Wes was a saving grace because I'm kind of new to the voice world, and he just would steer you in the right direction and kindly let you know when you were in the wrong direction. It's a pleasure to be here.
What's the difference now playing Darkseid in a drama versus the LEGO Darkseid?
Well, it's the same character. I mean, if you look, he's a winner. Darkseid is complicated because not many things can threaten him. He's all powerful, he's omnipotent. So his secret is to not be bored, to always keep it fresh and to always rely on this chess-like mentality.
What would Darkseid's endgame be if he were to get his way?
I think he would come up with an equally powerful presence for Justice League of America and form his own villainy society, and then not only fuck around with Earth, but fuck around with all the Earths. Earth 1, Earth 2, how many ever there are, and then move on to the rest of the galaxy. Yeah. No, he's a complicated guy. I love him to death.
I grew up a DC fan specifically, and I grew up an only kid. My aunt raised me. She would give me $2 a week to go get my 25-cent 80-page giant comics. And those were my first scripts. So fast forward 30 years later, or so about, here we are, and to be able to be part of this very talented ensemble. You guys are terrific, and the writers, directors, staff, creative team, this is brilliant. This is a dream come true. So I think I understand what you mean by the tingling sensation that here we are in the flesh, and this film will stand the test of history. So Thank you guys.
In The Death of Superman and Reign of the Supermen, you play Cyborg Superman and Hank Henshaw.
And Hank Henshaw, half man, half cyborg. What more could you ask for?
Does Hank Henshaw really think Superman is responsible for his wife's death?
Yeah, he thinks it, and guess what? Superman is. So that's in a court of law. You can figure that out. The facts are the facts. And here's the thing. Hank was his biggest fan. Hank was the one assuring everybody as shit is about to go down, don't worry, Superman's going to be here. He's totally going to be here. He's Superman. He's never not going to be here. And he doesn't show. So I go from being his biggest fan to his worst enemy. Absolutely. So I'm here to get rid of his memory, take his place, and show the world how you're supposed to be a Superman.
How does Darkseid exploit Hank?
Well, Darkseid's exploiting Hank's tragedy and his loss. He's vulnerable. And so what Hank thinks he's going to do, because I think he's more human than Cyborg, Hank thinks he's going to bring his wife back. And that's the tragedy. Because we as an audience know that's never going to happen. And Hank realizes too late that Darkseid is using him. And so it's that weird moment where the audience is sort of on his side, even though he's sort of having his way with Superman and wreaking destruction, right? But then when we realize before Cyborg Superman does, before Hank does, that it'll be fruitless anyways, because even if you win, you don't win what you came for. So that there is an arc and a tragic aspect to it, without a doubt.
You just came back from the SAG-AFTRA Awards, right?
Yes, I was at the SAG-AFTRA Awards in Los Angeles last night. Took the red eye to come in for this.
So how important was it for you to be here for this New York audience?
Well, I was lucky enough to see it in Los Angeles with an audience, and it's a whole different ballgame when you've got fans who know what's going on. And the nuances that these guys have written in and drawn in, there's ripples that go through the audience and knowing laughs and insider jokes. I was thrilled to be a part of that, and I didn't want to miss that again.
I was not a comic book kid at all. So I was blind. Like the whole death of Superman, which people are like, it's seminal. It blows right over my head. I had no idea. I was a band geek. I was president of the Marching Band, if that's what it's like card-carrying geek card, I guess. So I came into this completely blind, and Wes Gleason was the booth director for me. And so to Rebecca's point, I didn't know how to function. I sort of assumed that there'd be like, at one point I thought, well, we'd all have microphones and we'd all be doing the scenes together. And that was not the case. And so I had to rely heavily on the beautiful script that Jim and Tim have written. And, you know, the scenes are great. And as an actor, to be able to work from something like anything, like a play or a movie or live television, if it's on the page, then it's a gift. And then you can work with it. And so the only thing I needed guiding with was, you know, I was sort of solo. And so Wes would be there and help me out. And I think I've told this before, but, you know, when I'm getting punched and I'm punching back, you know, I was very excited. You know, I was very excited about doing that. And I started doing a couple of takes, and Wes clicks in and he goes, easy, cowboy, we have an hour of this. So I relied on him a lot in order to make it work.
We heard Wes Gleason, the voice director, had designed the scene with Clark and Superman together at the end so that you would do the line as Martian Manhunter, pretending to be Superman. Then Jerry O'Connell would mock your Martian Manhunter style as the Superman voice.
Which is hilarious to me, and I love that, because then it makes it sound as though Martian Manhunter is he's an actor. You know, and you know, he's really trying his hardest to put on a great Superman, you know, a great Clark Kent. Like, he's trying really hard, you know, and so to know that they did that, it was hilarious. And I've never heard myself as far as the cadence like that. It's like, it's fun. It's fun.
So for all intents and purposes, for a few seconds at the end of this movie, you're Superman.
I am Superman. I am Superman. This is like that that Malcolm X, when I am Malcolm X, and then he's like, no, I am Superman.
I grew up reading comic strips, reading anything and everything I could out of the newspapers, as well as watching anything and everything, cartoons, the TV show that was anything superhero, anything and everything. So every single animated film that DC has done, I've watched. So even the first go-around of this story, which is a truncated version of this, and so it was really exciting to know that they were going to actually do something that would dive deeper. You know, this is a huge story. Is the original run of it. So to be a part of it is amazing, and then to actually have my voice be attached to such an iconic character. Amongst an ensemble of iconic characters as well, with these amazing actors, was just so surreal. And like you said, Wes Gleason was just amazing in the voice directing room, and these guys as well. You know, seeing James Tucker, you know, he's drawing Batman, just sort of like chilling in the back, and I draw as well, and just geeking out with these guys, just amazing. So a lot of fun.